being able to really create a new layer on the genre of Black people in horror. I think it's like, for me personally, as like a human, I now feel like, oh, this is what a legacy is. Like, this is what it feels like to be able to like impart a part of yourself into the voice of art and like moving that forward.
Hi guys.
Hi, Jerry.
I'm so excited. Listen, I had so much fun watching this. My only I didn't get to see it in the theater, so I need to go again.
Yes.
With the group.
Yes. With all my friends. Yes. And my first question for you guys is, how did you guys get any work done during this movie? Because it seems so fun.
Adderall. No, I'm kidding.
Fun, guys. How was it on set?
It was like this.
It was really like this.
It was really like this, yeah.
They'd be going at it, and I'd just say action, and they would just zip and go.
Yeah.
If we remember, he said action. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometime I have to.
And the script was so fun. It was just like, it was just as fun filming as it was, you know what I mean, after cut. We just had a great time.
I also think that Tim was actually like very conscious of being like, okay, like they have to be friends.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, like sure, they're a little loud and rowdy, but also that reflects in the film. So like we have to at least like let this continue to grow. And I noticed that because I was watching Tim stalking because I was like, I want to direct. What is he doing? So I just saw that he was very conscious of like the humanness of the experience. And so it just worked out where like he saw the ebbs and flows and like, okay, they're kikiing hard. And I know the moment that they stop, I can use that. So he was just like, all right, watching action. And then we're like, okay, well, we're using it. So it was great direction from Timothy.
Yeah. And then the chemistry helped with the, we were so comfortable with each other. It helps with the improv.
Yeah, it helps in the moments when we have to like band together. We're coming up against this game and we are like fighting against this like white demon. And so we have to like survive. And also it's not just that we're friends. Like this is a reunion from 10 years ago. So it's like, no, we've been friends for a very long time. And I think that was seen on screen.
Yeah. No, it literally felt like my college friend group. And I think to what you guys were saying too, though, like it is definitely anchored with these real moments. Like, yes, there are fourth wall breaking moments. It's funny, but also they feel like a real group and they actually care about each other. And I feel like that is what kind of makes it work.
Yeah, I think the movie at the core is about friendships.
I read in a reviewer said it, and I really like the way that they put it. They're like, oh, it's a friendship movie interrupted by a horror movie. And it really is just like, yeah.
That was good.
Shout out to journalism.
I know.
Right.
It can be
Great
cool
pitch.
sometimes. It can be really good sometimes.
Yeah,
When done
yeah.
right,
What,
it's a
like
great
the grill.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
the grill.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also too, of course, for you, Dwayne, and honestly, a question for all you guys. I think horror has become this genre that now, it's kind of the most exciting, I feel like. You can really poke at things, really investigate things with really high stakes. But I feel like for us as Black people, like it feels like we're finally catching up to that a little bit with a movie as self-aware as this. And so talk to me just about being able to be in a story like this, because it's I'm sure it's freeing for a writer and also freeing as an actor as well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the zeitgeist, a lot of society is very impacted by the art that we consume. And I think there has been far too many data points for Black people in horror. Even when people talk about this film, it's very much Scary Movie or Get Out. So being able to create a new data point, you'd be like, no, here's a third, and then there's more room for you to make a fourth, for you to, what does it look like if a movie is The Blackening and Get Out? Like just being able to really create a new layer on the genre of Black people in horror. I think it's like, for me personally, as like a human, I now feel like, oh, this is what a legacy is. Like this is what it feels like to be able to like impart a part of yourself into the voice of art and like moving that forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for all of you, my last question, what are your favorite horror movies? If you have them, if you're horror fans.
I could pick one, but to be honest, I'm not a big horror fan for the reasons that these tropes exist that we kind of go against. I would look at a horror film and I just don't relate to what's going on. I'm like, they don't want to live. Like this is stupid. You know what I mean? So in this film, I felt seen. I felt like the things that were going on in my head that I was screaming at the screen was screamed on screen. I could actually be on screen and scream the things that I've screamed at screens while watching shit like Scream. So no.
You want to say Scream one more time?
Bars.
Alliteration.
I really am a big fan of Candyman, Bride of Chucky, and Cabin in the Woods. So like they're my favorites.
Yes.
My favorite movie in general just happens to be a horror movie. Sleepy Hollow. Precious.
I liked what's the red rum?
Shining.
The
The
Shining. I didn't
Shining.
even know the name of it.
Yeah, I like The
Favorite
Shining.
movie. What?
What's it called?
Well, as far as a horror movie, I don't watch a lot of horror movies. I don't play with demons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Period.
Then how about for you?
I go sci-fi. I go to Alien.
Yes, yes. Also a classic.